Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Alright, welcome back to Campfire Cooking in the World with my absurd skill. Anime review, episode number 2. Surprisingly, we're covering 4 episodes today, because I watched episodes 3 and 4 last night, and I watched 5 today. On my break from work, a break at work, and I watched 6 today. I just decided to do this now. So, in the case of our main character, I can't look at his name. Sorry about this. I do know. So, basically, in episode Makoto, I think it is. Makoto is. So, pretty much, basically, after all those monsters, basically, that have been sliced up, he gets basically the meat. Of course, basically, fills it pretty quickly, and of course, mentioned about learning magic, getting a blessing from a goddess. The goddess Nephir, who is the goddess of wind, which he receives it in, I believe it was episode 5, I think it is, yes. Which he gets, we do briefly see her in episode 4. She just there just to set her up for her next episode. By the way, she is voiced by Macy Ann Johnson. Does a pretty good job voicing her. Pretty much basically her whole thing is that when she gives him the blessing, is that she requests sweets. But the thing is, he had been exhausted one day, and he decided just to order a bunch of ampons. This is basically Japanese sweetbread. And because he was so exhausted, couldn't exactly do cooking that, something he can do, was to have this stuff, which was kind of well, from his perspective, probably a smart idea, but I probably would not recommend doing it all the time. So, the whole thing is like, feeding all which is meat, and gets to order a piece of gold for it, which he doesn't exactly spend it all. Of course, he leaves, the town he just arrived in episode 2. He decides to leave and spends the next few episodes out in the wilderness. He does not go inside of a building for quite a while. Yet, it takes him till finally he gets to the next town to finally buy himself a house for him to live in. Or at least rent a place where you can actually have a ceiling, a floor, and a bed. He does have a bed, which he gets this by pulling out a futon, by also putting cardboard boxes from his online grocery and put a tarp under it, and basically sleeping that way. Yeah. So they decided to go to the ocean because they want to get like a map, which of course he does. Which he actually gets scammed by an adventurer by paying 8 silver for a map that cost 1 silver. Yep. Because he's a bit of an idiot. Makoto. So, yeah. On the way there, they get by a lake, and then this is where that later on they meet Sui. There's slime. Yep. Which Sui proceeds to eat their trash, and apparently eating the trash boosts Sui's level. She gets the name because Makoto decided to name her, and then she starts speaking in episode 6, voiced by Brian Apollo. Which, yeah. Basically, she evolved from a baby slime to a Orego slime. Those of you curious, though, Brian Apel, I think that's how you pronounce the last name, who is, by the way, 8 years younger than me, she is mostly known for the voice of Mavis Vermillion from Black Clover. She's also been like My Hero Academia, obviously. She is Astoria Ross from Attack on Titan. She is Melody from Fairy Tail. She was the second voice actress for Akano Hejia, who replaced she was the original, she was second, she plays the original. I'm not sure why. First one I know why the lead was always this one. This one I'm not sure why. She also was in Seraph of the End. She's absolute Julie Segna. I believe this is the girl who actually who is obsessed with the main character, wanted to be with him. She's in So Whether or Not. Sarah's gonna drag him, which I don't have plans to do that. I've seen it, I just don't have plans to view it. It's quite a weird show, this one is. She's in My Hero Academia as Ibra Koshi. And then Marcel as Armin Strand. Sarah Hoshi from One Piece. As the character Iris from Restaurant to Another World. Ayala from was one episode character from Death March Roller Epsy. A character from Juggler Super. Well, one of the quintuplets with the Grotesque quintuplets. Thinking, wow, you've seen a lot of characters. Yeah, I have. She is Zenith and Norn Garrett, the mother and daughter duo. Yeah, she voices both. Kagesao Levels War as Nagashi. Combines with Dispatch as Christos Tillis Grace. I believe she's actually the Princess of the Kingdom. Yes. And she's also in another series and watch. I'm going to give them next series. I'm not going to reveal it just yet. She was in Chainsaw Man, Spy X Family. She briefly replaced a couple of the actors in the show. She briefly replaced Mega Shipment and Lynn Seidel as her characters of Final Frost and Anna Forger. I think in the case of Anna Forger, I think Mega Shipment was pregnant. Lynn Seidel, I'm not sure what the reason was for that one. Of course, in this one, she's Rain from I Left My Airing Adventure Party on Performance to Explore Dungeon Depths. Piggy Morrow, yeah, another slime. From Failure Frame. She was in Under Girlfriends Really, 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 Really Love You. And that's it. Oh, yeah, she's also in Girlfriend. Also, this woman replaced Mega Shipment as well. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's because Prickers. So, yeah, she joins them. And, of course, basically, he has to tell her just to not eat the pans, just eat the dirt off them, which she does. And then, well, of course, he learns fire magic, obviously, about goblins, and then he learns wind magic from the goddess, which Fel decides to test him by taking no dungeon, by limiting a lot of these monsters, and including one of these kobolds, which I've only seen kobolds in, like, one other anime that I've seen this creature in. It was actually in Remonster. That's it. That's the only series I've ever seen a kobold in the top of my head. I can't think of any other one to have besides Remonster. So after feeding that, and of course Sui gets a chance to level up. Of course, now officially a slime, no longer baby slime, after 2 weeks, which now she can speak. And calls Fel Uncle Fel, which makes him embarrassed by that because he's older and he's awesome. And just refers to Makoto as simply Master because he's the Master. But overall, really fun 4 episodes. And I'm already halfway through the season already. I have like 6 more to go. Now, yes, the next season is starting up in just a few months. I may not get a chance to finish this thing because I'm going to do a stream really soon. So I may get a chance to finish up tomorrow and start my final anime before I go back to watching G-Mon. Okay? But see you all later. Bye.